Hey YouTube, we are back again this week for another video portion of the Daly Dose Sports Podcast. Hope everyone out there is doing well. This week, we are actually just reaching our Daly Dose Top 5. So let's go ahead and jump into that right now. Now, as we do so many weeks here at the Daly Dose, we need to get to our Daly Dose Top 5. You know, this week on the Dose, we have been talking about a few of the things that we have learned over the past couple of weeks. You know, we dig deep here at the Dose. We don't just take the easy path. We don't just say, well, we learned the Bucks are going to the conference finals. No, we've got to drill down a little bit harder than that. Well, another one of the things that we learned this past week was in the NBA, where we learned the Los Angeles Lakers superstar LeBron James apparently considers himself a bit of a fortune teller. LeBron sent these impassioned tweets last week. I mean, since his Lakers are no longer participating in the postseason. Here's what LeBron had to say, and I'm quoting. "They all didn't want to listen to me about the start of the season. I knew exactly what would happen. I only wanted to protect the well-being of the players, which ultimately is the product and benefit of our game. These injuries isn't just part of the game. It's the lack of pure rim rest before starting back up." He said that. I didn't say that. 8, possibly 9 All-Stars has missed playoff games, most in league history, he says in quotation marks. "This is the best time of the year for our league and fans, but missing a ton of our fave players, it's insane. If there's one person that know about the body and how it works all year round, it's me. I speak for the health of all our players, and I hate to see this many injuries this time of year. Sorry, fans. Wish you guys were seeing all of your fave guys right now." Hey, folks. LeBron called it. He called it back in the fall, and it's happening just like LeBron said that it would. Now, to be fair, the NBA did immediately fire back. Because while LeBron was kind of fishing for an "I told you so" moment, NBA spokesman Mike Bass told the New York Times that injuries during this 2021 season statistically aren't really all that different. Injury rates were virtually the same this season as they were during the 2019-2020 season, while starter level and all-star players miss games due to injury are at similar rates as the last 3 seasons. That's what Bass had to say. And honestly, it's kind of hard to know who to believe here. I mean, all-star injuries in the postseason do seem to be up. Then again, this guy says, well, they're the same as what they have been. Maybe we're just noticing them more. I don't know. We also do know this. We know the NBA All-Stars, let's be honest, they miss games now for like a poorly tweezed eyebrow. Like, remember back in the day? Remember when guys missed games in the playoffs, especially for major injuries? Like a blown knee. We saw that with a few guys. Like with AIDS. I mean, this is a different era is what I'm saying. Anyways, back to our boy King James. He says he predicted this rash of injuries and no one listened. The NBA says he's wrong. Here's the question. Should we believe LeBron? Is he right all the time? Is this guy got some sort of powers to see into the future and tell us what's what? Well, today on the Daly Dose, we thought we would take a look at some of LeBron's other predictions during his career and see how they are kind of stacking up. Maybe we can kind of figure this out and see whether or not we should listen to this guy. Maybe he's some sort of a medium. Maybe he can see the future. Today, our Daly Dose Top 5 counts down the top 5 LeBron James predictions of all time. And I'm telling you right now, there are some interesting predictions out there. Let's start off at number 5. And we have a very recent prediction for this entry here. For those maybe out there living under, I don't know, a rock, Space Jam 2, featuring LeBron James and a few other NBA stars, teaming up with Looney Tunes characters, much like Michael Jordan did back in the day, will be coming out this summer. And LeBron James seems to think not only is this going to be a huge hit in China, but that it will also be well received here by audiences as well as critics. In fact, LeBron James predicts that it will have Oscar potential. When asked how many Academy Awards do you think Space Jam 2 is going to bring home, LeBron had this to say. Not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6. Hey, that's a bold move. But it doesn't exactly help us in this case. I mean, maybe Space Jam 2 is going to provide that sort of Academy Award prowess. I don't know. But we can't prove anything on that just yet. So we're going to have to keep looking. Let's go past number 5 and move on to number 4. And reaching number 4, we go back to 2011. And the Miami Heat were a heavy favorite that year to win the NBA Finals because LeBron James, of course, had taken his talents to South Beach. Not only had he gone to Miami and joined one of his friends, Dwayne Wade, but they had also convinced Toronto Raptors superstar forward Chris Bosh to join them in Miami too. So the Heat plowed through the regular season. They won 58 games. Then they beat the 76ers in 5 games, the Boston Celtics also in 5 games, and the Chicago Bulls in, again, 5 games. On to the NBA Finals. Meanwhile, the number 3 Dallas Mavericks had upset the Los Angeles Lakers, and then they had actually gotten to avoid playing the top-seeded San Antonio Spurs because the Spurs were upset by Memphis in the first round. Dallas versus this Miami All-Star team in the finals? This is going to be short. The Heat won Game 1, and after the game, it was revealed that Mavericks superstar Dirk Nowitzki had played the game with flu-like symptoms. So walking back to the locker room, LeBron and Dwayne Wade were mocking Dirk, fake coughing. Oh yeah, you're really sick. Laughing into the camera as they walked back to the locker room. But then Dirk Nowitzki got the last laugh because he won the next 3 games and finished off the Heat in Game 6 for the series. Dirk Nowitzki averaged 26 points per game. He was named the Finals MVP. Meanwhile, LeBron James averaged just 18 points a game for the series. And the Heat only managed to win 2 games, and they managed to score just 92 points as a team. Predicting that Dirk was faking being sick? Yeah, LeBron might have missed that one. And it comes in today on our list at number 4. We move on to number 3, and we reach the 2018 NBA season where LeBron had gone back to Cleveland, which he had left in 2011. Then he went to Miami to, win 8 or 9 titles or whatever that was. And then he went back to the land of Cleve to do the same and to bring some titles back to Cleveland. Well, we know that LeBron likes to handpick his teammates. And his return to Cleveland was no exception. The Cavs needed some players, and LeBron went out and picked the ones he wanted. The Cavs really needed shooters. So LeBron had his eye on a young man that was playing for the New York Knicks. Sure, this guy was a little flaky. He once got called out by pop star Rihanna for partying at the clubs too much. But hey, when he got hot, J.R. Smith could shoot it. Of course, the Cavs would lose the NBA Finals in 2015. They would win them in 16. They would lose them in 17. And then they would return to the finals in 18 to face the Golden State Warriors. And in Game 1, with the game tied at 107 and 4 seconds remaining on the clock, a missed free throw wound up in J.R. Smith's hands. Hey, this is what J.R. Swish is built for, right? Fire the shot that wins the game. Be the hero. Unfortunately, J.R. Smith didn't know the score. He thought the Cavs were ahead by 1, so he dribbled out the clock. LeBron James predicting J.R. Smith would be a dependable clutch teammate. Yeah, that didn't turn out so good either. And it comes in at number 3 on our list of LeBron predictions. We reach number 2 on our list of predictions that LeBron Stradamus has made. And we reach kind of an obvious one that we all sort of forget about. Because when we are talking about the greatest players in sports history, we have one thing in common, right? I mean, like talent, toughness, a never say die attitude. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going, right? Well, wait a second. Hold on. When we look at all-time statistics, LeBron James ranks insanely high. Think about this. LeBron has scored the most points ever in the postseason. He has played in the most games ever in the postseason. He has the most steals ever in the postseason. He's 3rd all-time in points ever, and still going strong. He's 8th all-time in assists. still going strong. But LeBron is also the leader in one other statistical category that no one really talks about. Yes, kids, I'm talking about the statistic of games quit. Playoff games at that. I mean, pick a season. 2010 versus the Celtics, quit. 2011 versus the Mavericks, quit. 2015 versus the Warriors, quit. 2018 versus the Pacers, quit. This season versus the Phoenix Suns, we all saw what we saw. Our eyes don't lie. LeBron James quit. I'll never quit seems to be a prediction that LeBron gets wrong every single year that his team is outmatched in the postseason. I just laid out plenty of examples, and that's just in the postseason. That's not just on a given night when he doesn't feel like playing. I'll never quit. Not such a good prediction for LeBron. It comes in at number 2. So we reach our number 1 prediction that LeBron James has made in his illustrious career. Make no mistake about it. The guy is an amazing talent. He's one of the all-time greats. But we get to a big one here. We get to 1. And we get it. Compliments of the Daly Dose I team. Now, if you don't know the Daly Dose I team, the Daly Dose I team, I don't know how they do it. They're kind of like special ops guys. They always seem to get the information that no one else can get. I don't know how they get the information. I'll be honest. I don't want to know how they get the information. It would probably keep me up at night if I knew the lengths they go to get this information. I just know that they get the goods and they deliver them to the Daly Dose. But this one goes back to 2010, when LeBron had gone back to South Beach. And the Daly Dose I team tells me that LeBron James visited a local salon down there where he reportedly said the following prediction to his teammates. And I quote, "Fellas, it's just a haircut. It's gonna grow back." Okay, YouTube, be sure that you go over and you check out the rest of the podcast. This week on The Dose, we are recapping some of the things that we have learned over the past week or two in sports. Sports have been crazy busy. We have been learning. Plus, I will let you know why I was out last week. You might notice I look a little more tan this week than usual. Yeah, so you might want to check that out. Make sure you go over and you check out the rest of the podcast. I will leave a link for you here in the comments on YouTube. Hope y'all are doing well. I will see you all next Wednesday. Have a great week.